Welcome at the Summit Talks. Daniel Eyong Eyisap, the regional manager from Belgium. Hello.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thanks. Same to
So,
see.
how was your flight? Because you got to us in a plane.
Yes. The flight was good. It was cool. Very straightforward from Eindhoven straight to Katowice. And from Katowice, we took the train to Częstochowa. That's right. Nice pronunciation.
Thanks.
It's difficult sometimes to pronounce this Polish.
Yeah,
words.
the Polish city names are
we have
very difficult.
difficulties with that also.
Okay, but still, glad to have you here.
Thank you
So
much.
tell me, what does a regional manager do?
The regional manager from eXXact tries to cover all the aspects, like from finding the right people, getting the customers, training the people, see that the figures are good, because that's what top management also wants, and try to see that our process is moving smoothly. Starting from when we get the orders, how we process the orders, how we go on carrying out the activities, and this I have to really supervise and help the people under me to cover all this, so that we have a good result at the end and keep the customer very happy.
So you take care of your people, basically.
Take care of my people and take care of the working, the process. Yeah.
Since you came to us from Belgium,
Yeah.
tell us, how does the cooperation between all the countries in the group, in the company, look like?
Well, from what I'm seeing from the Belgium side, we have very good cooperation with the various entities. I can't talk for myself. Recently, I was asked by Darius to give some help to the France region, which I'm doing my best. There is a good cooperation because if I see Belgium, France, Germany, when Germany needs some people, they ask from our Belgian colleagues. We try to send them the right people. We try to exchange ideas, how we do it in Belgium. We ask for them also how the guys are doing in Poland, in France, in Germany. We try to copy, since we are eXXact is one, so we try to have the same standard everywhere. So if it's moving good in Poland, we have to try to see that we have the same in Belgium. If it's going good in Belgium, we have to see we have the same in Germany. So we are trying to really give this to all the entities, and there is really a good communication flow between the entities, which is really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not to mention, all the different countries means all the different cultures.
Yes.
So, does those culture differences help us, or is it a minor inconvenience?
The culture difference helps us a lot because, as I said, with the cultural difference, we can easily communicate with some of our customers. For example, if I'm from Belgium, if we have a new potential customer and I go there with my cultural background, or my colleagues from other culture in Belgium, they go to this customer which are from, if I can say, from the same area, it tries to facilitate the communication, and it helps a lot. And this really breaks barrier. If a Polish colleague goes to a Polish customer and try to start the communication, is very fluent, and it brings the customer in. It puts the customer in a good trust with him, and they will build a future.
So, okay, so you're working with me, and I need to do something with your neighbor. So just try to take care of this situation, and you can talk with your neighbor as the best friend.
Yes.
On the other hand, someone from the other country can have some difficulties with this. Okay.
Well, difficulties, I won't really say difficulties. They can really, for example, as you say, best friend, yeah, I can talk with my neighbor, it's my best friend. But from other region, we just need to understand the cultural differences. Mm-hmm. And if we understand the cultural differences, it will help a lot. For example, if I know in this country, this is how it's going, I can place myself, I have to respect that culture. So I go already with the knowledge, this is what I need to do.
In eXXact, we have lots of services. The standardized services, the non-standard services that are different in every country.
That's correct.
How does this standardization of the services going in our countries and in Belgium?
I think it's going very well. You know, as you said, standardization, we work with the ISO 9001, which is the standard for all our entities. And as I said in the beginning, having the same standard everywhere gives a little bit of trust to our customers. Just as you said, what happens in Poland, we have to replicate in Belgium. What happens in Belgium, we have to replicate in Germany. What happens in Germany can be replicated in other countries. So you see, this forces a very good collaboration between us and the customer, and really put the customer in trust. Oh, we can trust eXXact to carry out these services for us. So working in the same standard is a plus. It's really a plus point for us.
Okay, so which is the most sought after service in eXXact and in Belgium?
For the moment, we are a little bit everywhere, if I can say. You know, we are in the automotive sector, we are in the production and logistics support. Now we're trying to push through the retrofit. It's something we just started off recent, and that is where we really have to focus, because there is a lot of potential. I'm talking about the port of Antwerp and the port of Zeebrugge. It's something we started recently, 3 weeks ago. And there is huge potential. This is a service which I think it already happens in Poland and in France, and this is something we have to move into.
So the customers look for it?
The customers are looking for it, and they are short of people. And also, as I said, last time was the production and logistics support, which was a huge breakout for us. Last year, they just asked us before the vacation, eXXact, we need 150 people from you, can you provide this? And it was successful. After 4 weeks, we provided with 350 people to help them in their production.
In such a short time?
Yes.
Okay.
And this was a tremendous success, which really propelled us again in the eyes of the customer, because they were like very surprised how we could really, in the space of 4 weeks, provide them with 350 people, because they were really in the backlog. And thanks to us, they could come out from that difficult situation. So I really say heads up to our AAS colleagues because they really they worked very hard for that.
So moving on to the future, or at least slightly to the future, in which field should we have more interest in?
To me, we should really go to the retrofit.
Like the potential of it is so huge that you cannot meet it.
It's very, very huge. And it's also very broad. Because again, I will go back to Belgium in the port of Antwerp and Zeebrugge. There are a lot of work in there. But it's just know how to get to the right person, the right people to really penetrate into this area. So the area of retrofit is really, really huge. It's large. It's not only, you have everything in retrofit. You have just as I said, you have sorting and rework in retrofit. You have logistics support in retrofit. You have mechanics, which you are looking for now in Belgium, in retrofit. You have electricians are looking for in retrofit. So I think we should really try to advance in this part of the business and try to see, for me, is the future.
Yeah, because simply the workforce is limited.
It's
the costs are limited.
Yes,
so
yes,
retrofit solves most of the problems.
Exactly.
Okay, this is especially interesting because, well, making use of something that would in other way go to be the waste. Do you see this or maybe something else as a current trend in the company's development?
I think this is a trend which the company has to develop more, and also develop in the logistics and production and logistics support trend. Again, logistics, production and logistics, we provide them with our people for the production part. That use our people in their production line, and that's it. We can develop this. There is a lot of demand from this side. In the logistics, there's also a lot of demands. Order pickers, for example, forklift drivers, reach truck drivers. There is a huge shortage of these people, and we can easily find them here in Poland. And from what I know from our Belgium side, they love our Polish colleagues because they know these are hard workers. It has increased our trust towards our customer, and it has bring, I think, added value into our services in Belgium.
So, like workers from Poland, management, managing from Belgium.
Yes.
The for instance, experts from Germany. Yeah. Like we are the multinational.
We are really the multinational company, because you see, we are everywhere, and we try to help assist the customer as much as we can in all these areas, with the countries. Yeah.
Okay, let me switch slightly the topic. It's also about the future, but in case of the, I don't know, renewable energy,
yes.
Like we have a lot of ESG values as well, and those about the caring for the environment. Have you seen some trends in the company for that? Like I know that the retrofit is also a kind of a pro-ecologic thing.
But yes, correct. Renewable, I think we are talking mostly about the EV. Yeah, and we were one of the first in Belgium to dive into this EV business. eXXact was one of the first people to really get in there, and also top management saw this coming, and they sent some of us to have some special training, and we are eXXact are only one of the companies which can go to the battery plants. The only company. Our competitors cannot, because they don't have the right certifications to get in there.
We are exclusive.
We are exclusive. I didn't want to use the word, but we are exclusive.
No, but exclusive as in a very good way. Like
yes,
this is something we can be proud of.
We are very proud of this. We are really very proud of this. Again, renewable, we dived into it, I think, very early, and it was good. And now we see the trend in the company also, that moving towards this direction, because it's the future. Combustion engines, cars are really going down, and they try to supplement with renewables. So,
okay, something to look forward.
Yeah,
a bonus question, because it's also very controversial. The AI, do we make use of it? Is it a problem for us, or
no? We have to make use of it.
Okay.
Just as we made use of the EV, we've been the first in this. In Belgium, we have to make use of AI, try to be the first also, take a little bit of speed from our competitors. So if we can start to think how we can implement AI in our process, it will help us a lot in the future.
Okay, and now going backwards in time.
Yes.
What is the company's greatest success?
Where should I start?
Let's try to limit it to the most important achievement of the company. In case of Belgium as well.
In case of Belgium, okay. It was during the Corona period, and we had 4 weeks to process 4,800 cars. And this was a huge success.
Okay.
We had to use our colleagues from Poland with already knowledge in EV, and they really had to dig into the BDU, that's the battery package, and had to change components in there. And you cannot do this without the certification. So that's why I say we were the first to dive into the certification. So
to get the know-how.
Okay. And thanks to the colleagues from Poland, also they brought in their knowledge. It really helps us a lot. So this was a big success.
Okay.
And it really brought eXXact, started making our name in Belgium. Whoa, okay. eXXact.
Great success.
eXXact.
How do you look at the future? Like, what is your goal for the next couple of months, years?
Help eXXact to advance in the various areas where we are missing. There is a lot of things eXXact can do. I see the potential. So my goal is to help management get into this, follow the trends.
Okay, to follow the trend.
We follow the trend.
And to overpass them, right?
No, not to overpass them, but just follow the trend. See what the customer needs, the needs of the customer, and just follow and try to get there.
How does the cooperation with the clients in Belgium look like?
Cooperation with the client is very good, because in Belgium we try to make the client not only client. They first try to build a friend relationship, which bring in trust, and then try to go now with our services. There is great cooperation, because After our services, even if we are gone from the client, we always keep that communication. They should know, okay, eXXact is there. If I need eXXact, I will still go to eXXact. Sometimes I just go to the client, I called, go there, have a coffee with the client, even if we are not having any activity doing with the client, just to keep that cooperation going.
Okay, so what's the biggest benefit for the clients to work with us? Why do they choose us in Belgium?
Why do they choose us? They know with eXXact, there is that trust.
Okay.
eXXact is, they have the know-how. We don't just send people, or we don't send our colleagues just to send them. We send people with the know-how, and also we supervise these people. It's a big difference from our competitors, where they just send in the people and they are looking from a distance from behind. But we are there with our people, with our operators, from beginning to the end. And also, we have our auditors, goes to the client to see if our jobs are being performed as according to the requirement of the client. If it's not going according to the requirement of the client, there is a complaint which we have to answer for. So you see that this builds a big trust with the clients and brings up, expand the business.
And as you mentioned previously, it works.
It works. It works a lot. It works.
Okay. Daniel, thank you very much for the talk. Daniel Eyong Eyisap, the regional manager at Belgium.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.